I never thought I'd be that guy, the one who sneaks a look at his partner's phone while they're asleep. But that's exactly where I found myself. It was Doisem. My heart was pounding like a drum, and with one shaky move, I used my thumbprint to unlock her phone. Her Instagram DMs were right there, open. Let me take you back a bit. We had been together for about a year and a half, and I was completely, utterly head over heels for her. I'm talking the cheesy, write poems about her, smile and memorize her completed Stoics order kind of love. She was brilliant, gorgeous, and had this wonderfully chaotic energy that made every single day feel like we were living in a movie. Everything was an adventure. But then, somewhere around our 1 year anniversary, things started to feel off. It was subtle at first. She stopped sending those little goodnight texts that I'd gotten so used to. She started guarding her phone like it held the nuclear launch codes, angling it away from me, quickly flipping it over when I walked into the room. She'd laugh at messages on her screen, but then just shrugged and say, "Oh, it's nothing," when I asked what was so funny. Red flags. Oh, absolutely. They were waving right in my face, but I chose to ignore them. I decided to wrap myself up in those red flags like a warm blanket and convince myself it was just part of our love story. The night it all fell apart, she was sleeping over at my place. Her phone, which she always kept on silent, suddenly lit up the dark room around 2 a.m. A notification popped up from a contact named Ben Uni Project. Seemed innocent enough, right? A university project partner. But the message preview said, "Last night was amazing. Can't stop thinking about you." My blood ran cold. My stomach felt like it dropped through the floor. For a second, I thought I was dreaming. This couldn't be real. My hands were trembling, but I picked up the phone. I opened the chat, and I just started scrolling. Up and up and up. And there it was. Everything. Pictures of them together that I'd never seen. Voice notes where I could hear her laughing in that special way I thought was just for me. Flirty, intimate messages that went back months. And the worst part, the gut-wrenching, soul-crushing discovery was finding out when it all started. The first time they had hooked up was on a weekend. She told me she was too sick to come over. I remembered that weekend so clearly. I had offered to bring her soup. I sent her texts telling her to get well soon. I felt like such a fool. I just sat there in the dark, staring at the screen. I wasn't crying. I wasn't angry, or I was just numb. It felt like the world had stopped spinning. I felt completely hollowed out, humiliated. The woman I was planning my future with, the woman sleeping peacefully just a few feet away from me, was living a whole other life. The next morning was surreal. I didn't confront her right away. I got up, went to the kitchen, and I made her breakfast. Her favorite pancakes with chocolate chips. I was eerily calm on the outside, but inside, I felt like a block of ice. I went through the motions, plating the food, pouring the coffee. When she finally woke up, all smiles and morning grogginess, she came into the kitchen and said, "Oh, you made breakfast. You're the best." I just looked at her. I let her take a few bites. Then, as calmly as I could, I asked one simple question. "Who's Ben?" That look people get, the one where you can physically see the blood drain from their face, where pure panic tries to disguise itself as confusion. That was her face just fell. She started fumbling with her words. "Ben. Oh, he's just from my class. We're working on a project." She tried to lie, but the story was weak, and she knew that I knew. Finally, under the weight of my silent stare, she cracked. She admitted it. All of it. Then came the classic excuses. "It just happened. I didn't mean for it to go this far. I love you. I just got confused. It was all just noise. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't scream or throw things." The fight had already gone out of me. I just looked at her and said, "Pack your stuff and get out." I won't lie to you. The weeks that followed were brutal. It was one of the darkest periods of my life. I questioned everything about myself, my worth, my personality, my looks. Was I not good enough? Not interesting enough? Was it something I did? Your mind just spins and spins, trying to find a reason for something so senseless. I replayed every moment, every red flag I ignored, and beat myself up for it. But then, slowly, something strange started to happen. With all this empty space in my life where she used to be, I started filling it with me. I started focusing on myself for the first time in a long time. I channeled all that pain and anger into my workouts. I hit the gym harder than I ever had before. I started reading again. I picked up new hobbies I'd always wanted to try. I even started learning how to cook properly, moving beyond my specialty of burnt eggs and toasts. That heartbreak was like a wrecking ball. It completely demolished the life I thought I was building. But here's the thing about wrecking balls. You need one to tear down a crumbling, unstable house before you can build a stronger, better one on the same foundation. It forced me to rebuild. A few months later, my phone lit up. A message from her. I miss you. I looked at it for a moment, thought about everything that had happened, and I just left her and read. And in that moment, I realized I had moved on. So yeah, she cheated. It broke me into a million pieces. But in the end, it forced me to become a better, stronger version of myself.